Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art. Um, Today's Saturday, February 8th, which is also today is my birthday. Okay, so which is fine. I am now 49 years old, and it's funny. A lot of the things I wanted to do to change my life around this month, year, haven't started it yet. Some people might say, some you might say on one hand, this is just the beginning of the year. But then again, on other parts, it's, well, what are you waiting for? One thing I want to talk about is about the video that I had that this guy commented on. Now the thing is, I've been thinking about this very heavily the last couple of days. Um, no, I if you saw the last video I did, you'll see why I was basically acting on emotion. But the thing is that after a while, I thought I started seeing his side of the story. What I was truly mad was the fact that he deleted his comment and just leaving it on there. And then again, sometimes somebody, when I thought about it too, it's that, well, maybe he didn't want people to start yelling at him or start complaining to him, so that's probably why he deleted it. Or the second theory is that you did it, or he did it deliberately just so I could see his comment, and that way I can't respond. But the thing is that one thing I've learned is that not everybody's gonna like what you do. Not everybody's gonna like what you do. Not everybody's gonna like what you comment on. Every video I do, not everybody's gonna like it. And the thing is that if you don't like it, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, man, I don't like this." Excuse me. Mm. Just say, "Hey, I don't like this." Tell me if you don't like what I'm doing or how you think I should be living. True, it's still my life, but at least don't be afraid to say, "Hey, man, I think you're wrong for doing this," or "I think you're wrong in doing that." Yes, I'm drinking some Canada Dry right now. It is right now it's 1:28. I got up this morning. I got up about 10. I wanted to get up at 8 o'clock. I started doing my laundry, fell back to sleep. Wanted to wake up at like 9 or 10 to get my oil change. Woke up at noon. Technically, I just got up in a sense. Got the oil change, $100 at least. One thing I've learned is that it's hard to. The only thing about this place is called Valvoline, is that in between they will fill up your fluids for you, not your oil but your fluids. Which I should have went drive instead of buying new wind washer fluid. I should have drive and say, "Hey, I need a new wind washer fluid." Okay, and then boom, they've been done. But well, tires fine. Okay, so today what I'm going to do, I have no clue. I didn't think about it. Normally for my birthday, I don't really make any plans. The reason why I don't make plans, back in the day, on my birthday, I go out to a bar, take a few drinks, and that's my celebration. I never celebrated with a ton of people. We never got super high drunk. That was like a normal thing. So technically, it was like low key. It's like low key. Just just me drinking a couple beers or a shot or two, and I called it a day. Sometimes I went to a strip club, drank a couple beers, saw some TNA, and then I called it a day. These days, I sit at home, might drink a beer or two, and just call it a day. Tonight, a friend of mine invited me to see the Bones Jones fight, UFC fight. I might go there, I might not. Who knows? But tomorrow, I'm going to this event called Astronomicon. My man Tony was trying to get here, but he couldn't make it, which is You know, I was looking forward to him showing up, but things like that happen. Life happens, and don't worry. I know I'll meet him someday. But I get to meet this wrestler called. I get a photo out with this wrestler called Alexa Bliss. Go ahead, Google Alexa Bliss, and then you'll see why I'm kind of excited for tomorrow. So go right ahead. You can press pause right now. Look at it. Then you most of you like, oh, yeah. So so I get an autograph and a picture with her, and then also that tomorrow I'll be meeting with one of the creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Get an autograph. Got 2 books of mine. I'm gonna get 2 books of mine signed from him. And that'll be a good day for me. I think I'm going to see Bruce Barbecue Beefcake there. I might get a picture from the Boogeyman. I don't know. Lita, I'm kind of excited to watch. To meet or something like that. But who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So, well, so it's kind of funny. I'm more celebrating my birthday tomorrow than actually today. That's okay. You know, I'm gonna. It's like, oh man, how am I gonna fit all that in one day? But okay. It snowed here in Michigan, around the Detroit area. It snowed like, man, the roads are not the best, but it's like, snow. If you live in a state where there's snow, you understand what I'm talking about. True, my where I live is not as bad as some other places, but that's how it. But you know the feeling. Okay. The one thing that I did say I was going to do, and I actually did it, was reading a graphic novel or trade paperback once a week. Ooh, mm, heartburn. That was what that's like. That was ginger ale. That one was ginger ale with lemon. This is plain red. Normally I drink Verner's. This one's not as heavy. But anyway, back at hand. So what happened was I revisited. I bought a book recently that I read when I was a kid. I read it when I was a kid and I loved it then. It's called Iron Man Armor Wars. This was one of the best. Iron Man has always been one of the top superheroes in the last 30 to 40 years. And it wasn't until the movies until he came like he always been like a top tier level character, but his comics he ain't so much. But ever since the movie, his comics skyrocketed to a certain extent. To a certain extent, and the Armor Wars is one of the classic storylines he ever did. The other one's called Demon in a Bottle, which I want to buy again so I could read it because I haven't read it in 30 some years. But it's a good story. Basically, what happened is, if you can see right here, it's Iron Man versus all these motherfuckers. Mhm. What the hell? I usually don't try to curse a lot, but it just feels natural for me to do this against all these guys. Now, what all these guys have one thing in common, and I'll tell you what the basic storyline of this series. It was this. If you saw the movie Iron Man, he built his armor. Okay, he did one fatal flaw. One fatal flaw that every inventor always that sometimes do. This is what happened with Nikola Tesla. If you ever heard about Nikola Tesla, read up on it and you'll see why. You'll see why it's such a hot topic. So one of his classic villains, called Spy Master, stole some of his designs and sold it to this place called Hammer Technologies. Hammer Technologies made their appearance in the Iron Man 2 movie. Hammer Tech. Okay. And so what happened is Hammer Industries sold his designs for battle armor suits to a whole variety of people. Also, villains, in which two of these guys, doesn't show all of them. Two of these guys, one of them are Soviets, Russians. So in the storyline that preceded this, he fought this person, takes the armor, and some sparks him to look at it, and he realizes this is his technology. They're using his technology. These villains are using his technology to do bad things. So he takes it upon himself to right the wrongs himself. Back then, there was also a place called the West Coast Avengers, which he was a part of and a founding member. And even they offered to help, and he told them, back off, this is my own thing. It's kind of hilariously funny. So he basically, Ramrod, he finds a way to detect all this, goes to him, beats him senseless, creates a device, attaches to their armor and to their technology, to infuse it, and makes it useless. All because he forgot to patent it. Patent. If he would have patented that, he could have sold lawsuit. He could have sold lawsuit. But since he didn't patent it, he couldn't do any kind of action. But so even even went so far as going to Russia to fight one of the characters. Name was Crimson Dynamo, and Titanium Man were both are Russians. Nearly died. Titanium Man died in an explosion, but they framed Iron Man for doing this. Now, Stark Industries, Iron Man was the spokesman of. See in the movies, everybody knows Tony Stark is Iron Man. But back in the day in the comic books, Iron Man was Tony Stark's employee. True, Tony Stark is Iron Man, but the Iron Man himself is just some random dude, which you never seen. He always finds some way to escape, change into Iron Man, and come out. Oh, don't worry, Tony Stark, he's safe. I'm the bodyguard. He had to fire his bodyguard to protect his company from being sued and everything. That's how deep it got. It was hilariously funny. But there's a reason why. There's a reason why. This another reason why this came about. It shows War Machine, Rhodey Rhodes. He's a big part of the. Shows how much of a big part he is. Let me see if I can find the part. One thing I know. Now, the funny thing is, I read this in the '80s, and I never really understood it. But okay, even Shield used his technologies for their creations called Mandroids. So he's also going against Shield and Nick Fury, and like I said, it's hilariously. Even goes up against the Captain. Basically, what happened was during this time, Captain America got stripped of. He basically gave up being Captain America because the United States government says you're gonna do things what we want you to do, and he said, fuck you guys, I'm out." So he created this guy called the Captain. So he was fighting him, and it put his relationships on all his friends and stuff. It put them on edge. I mean, going against the United States military. See, this is the part. This episode, this issue right here. This is Titanium Man, which is a Russian scientist. This is Chris Dino. It's a soldier who's wearing Russian-based Iron Man style armor, fighting against them. Now, of course, this is one of his stealth suits. Amazingly funny. Gosh, I want to see this one point. It's funny. I can always find this everywhere I go, but this one time when I'm looking for it right now, I can't find it. One part was he takes this one lady out for a date to clear his head, and he walks by Trump Tower. It's funny because you see the building that says Trump on Trump, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, oh yeah, he joking, yeah, I used to own this building. That was a hilarious part because what happened was back in the day, he lost his company. Tony Stark lost his company, lost everything, and now everybody snatched himself, and he's rebuilding himself. Now this part right here, this issue right here, is where he gets really fucked up. Now I know some of you might be saying, "You're telling us the whole story." I know, but it's a cool story nonetheless. I'm not telling you everything that happens, but let's just put it this way. Bottom line, he gets his ass whooped. So he builds a new armor. This is the reason why this series came about. Because back in the 80s or early 90s, to revamp their characters, put new interest, you got to put them through something so they come back new. So let's come up with some new armor. Okay. His old armor gets destroyed. A new Iron Man shows up. But anyway, this book right here was like $25. I bought it at a convention for maybe like 10. And it's a very good book. Very good storyline, very good book. It took me like 2 or 3 days to read it. You know, but like I said, I enjoyed every single moment of it. But other than that, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm supposed to be picking up my mom's husband in the next 30 minutes or so. So I don't know what else I'm going to do today. So I'll probably go by and I'll probably go do the normal, go to watch YouTube today, relax. I might have a pizza tonight for dinner. I want to buy a cake. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. The fun thing is that most people have plans for their birthdays. I don't. Who knows? I might just start reading another book, as far as I know. You know, after having 2 DUIs, going out drinking thing doesn't really fit me anymore. And that's kind of a good thing. But hopefully today I'll figure out something to do. That's fun. And hopefully I'll talk to you guys later. And well, hopefully. Or hopefully I find something to do. And in the meantime, just make sure you take care of yourself and hope you have a great day.